So let me ask you a question in terms of hiring your first salesperson. Do you want someone, or if you were doing it, would you want someone that is a good salesperson with a track record,
Mhm.
or someone with and I should say good track record and no product market knowledge versus someone
Yeah.
with really good product market knowledge and no sales experience? Which you think is a better fit?
Depends on you, right? For me, I don't give a shit if you have, sorry, am I allowed to cuss on this?
Of course.
Okay, great.
I mean,
Yeah, I
look
don't
at my
give a shit if you
background.
have
I don't
product
give a
market
shit.
experience.
Yeah.
I really don't care if you have product market experience. That's a bonus. If you have, like, here's what I look for. 2 to 5 years of sales experience. Reason being is if you have less than 2, you've not been kicked in the mouth enough to know if you're going to stick it out in sales. If you've been there for 2 years, you probably have a good idea that sales is your career path. 5 years or less, because typically when they get above 5 years of experience, they come with a lot of baggage. They're less hungry. They don't want to hunt for new deals. And so that's kind of the experience that I look for. Outside of that, I look for attitude over aptitude all day long. Right. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying if I'm stack ranking the two, I want someone who's hungry, who's motivated, who has that like killer instinct, that killer attitude of like, hey, this is what I want. I want this. I'm going to go figure out a way to do it. I'm going to run through a brick wall to get it. Because I can teach aptitude. And the reason I say it depends on who you are you going to be able to equip a salesperson? If you're not, hiring someone that has product market experience might make a little bit more sense.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, if you're asking me, if I was running, if I was starting up an agency, hiring my first salesperson right now, I can train aptitude. I can train skill set. Or if I can't, then I know who I could hire to train that aptitude, but you can't train attitude.
Got it.
I just fired an SDR, a sales development rep, because he has the aptitude, but his attitude has slipped. He just doesn't have it, whatever that it factor is that I can't teach. He just doesn't have it, and I can't motivate him. So that's
is it going as deep as looking at like a disc profile, a personality profile, and then being in D and I, or what are you looking
that's
for?
layer one. So always look at the D, right? If they have a non-existent D, just pass on them.
Okay.
They're just not super internally motivated. They're not hungry. They're not driven. Just think of D as driver. Are they going to drive? Right. So I am like off the charts D. Most like visionary, hardworking entrepreneurs are they have moderate to high D. I would imagine you probably have a high D. And so most good salespeople, if you look across the board, have some level of moderate to high D. And then I would say more account management, more delivery fulfillment type employees have lower D. Account management should have higher I. Usually means you're a better networker, better people person, more sociable. I don't necessarily look at the I as like a have to have for a salesperson either, right? I care more about the drive. So I do look at that as the first layer, but then there's just some intangibles of like, you can have a high D, but not really know where to put it. And it can come across as you're driven, but just not in the right areas that are going to be successful for our organization.
Okay.
So yeah, I highly suggest there's a free tool you can use. I forget the exact, we use it for all of our clients. I think it's Human Trends.
Okay.
.co.
Yep.
It's a free sales specific disc assessment.
Okay. All right. I'll try to dig that up and look and put a link in the description for that.
Mm-hmm.